Rocky Mountain State Games is Colorado's largest sports festival with over 12,000 athletes competing in more than 35 different sports. Athletes can compete in a variety of sports ranging from archery, basketball, ultimate frisbee, and lacrosse to figure skating, pickleball, soccer, and tennis. Registration is open now for athletes of all ages and skill levels, with early registration discounts and youth scholarships available. Learn more at RockyMountainStateGames.org.
This is more than a ball, this is the heartbeat of the game. The Gearbox Racquetball, the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Tested by time, perfected by champions, engineered for speed, precision, and endurance.
And we're back live here in Guatemala City. Gary, Gustavo, and Jose. First of 6 broadcasts today, all finals. This is Mexico serving Ortega from Tijuana. Rivero from Cochabamba in Bolivia. Gustavo, welcome to the feed, my friend.
Good morning, Gary. Great to be here. Day 8 of our week-long World Junior Racquetball Championships. Last day, as you said, all finals. Exciting play we've had all week, and of course the culmination today.
And these two young ladies representing the 2 strongest of the countries. For example, Mexico will have 14 opportunities today, Bolivia 11, USA 3, Costa Rica 1, and Ecuador 1. So depending on how the head-to-heads go between Bolivia and Mexico, that'll determine the team overall standings.
These gals played earlier in the week in group play.
So this is La Revancha, no?
La Revancha. Rivero defeated Ortega.
Arbitro Principal, Ramon de Leon from Dominicana. He's assisted by Marta Harin from, Senor Angel from Guatemala, doing the VAR system. We do have the appeal system in play here. 3-1, Mexico, game 1.
I think there's something to be said to have lost in the group play, because you come back with a little more. I mean, obviously the players have seen how they play and they saw what they did wrong in that, but to me there's an advantage when you're going after somebody that's beat you, especially when the play is so even to begin with. And I'm sure they were close games. I don't know how they finished up, but
want to thank major sponsors for the IRF: Gearbox, ProKennex, and Splathead.com. Thank the LOC, Dr. Ware, and the IRF led by Aníbal Osvaldo Maggi León.
Ortega de Tijuana, México. (5-1) ya en el marcador. Rivero taking her first and only timeout
in this set. Yeah, one timeout. So while we have a little break here, Jose. Appreciate everybody viewing in on the Pan Am Sports Channel, the IRF networks, YouTube and Facebook. Gary, Gustavo, and Jose. And this is day 8, as you said, Gustavo. One anecdote today, Camera Shy was blog number 9 from Cheryl Kirk.
You're right. I didn't see that pop up in our emails this morning.
Well, she'll probably make up for it on the flight back home tomorrow. So we have 6 matches. Next up on the IRF calendar here, Bolivia, Mexico, boys 21 singles. We'll get back to that. 5-1 in favor of Mexico in game 1. So well put, Gustavo. Ortega a little more incentive here. We call that a powerful timeout or a quality timeout.
So Rivero, interestingly enough, Cochabamba, but she has trained, and guess by who? Nuestro amigo Manuel Flowers. Señor
Excelente,
Manuel Flores.
the ex head coach of Team Peru.
De Tarija, Bolivia. Un saludo a nuestro compañero, amigo Manuel Flores. Nos veremos pronto.
Thus far, Ortega in control.
Saw this a lot yesterday, where the player that wants to get in there and just slam the ball and get in and serve and that. I saw that with Fayet, and a couple of she ended up winning, but she certainly, the players that opposed her had to slow the game down because they couldn't keep up with her.
Yeah. Ortega, as you said, lives in Tijuana, Baja California. Yet she's coached by Yanko Iterovic Renteria, and he lives in Monterrey.
Marcador 3-6.
So two of the matches today, interestingly enough, Mexico will play Mexico in the final twice, and Bolivia will play Bolivia in the final once.
Bolivia showing their dominance on the world stage for racquetball. And no doubt Mexico still in the hunt, but just the number of players. You can see by the finals, like you mentioned, how many Bolivian players there are and how good they are.
Absolutely. Well, actually, Mexico exceeds Bolivia in the finals today by 3. However, Bolivia, I believe, was the team champ last year in Tarija. They had 70 players. Nice. And all the matches today are World Cup matches, with one exception. One's the A division.
Interestingly enough, we had about the same number of players last year in Tarija. However, with 70 of them from Bolivia, we have a total of about 250 players last year and this year. But last year, because 70 were from Bolivia, more have joined the event here for this 35th World Junior Racquetball Championship.
And the 36 next year will be
en la República Dominicana, en el Centro Olímpico, creo que Juan Pablo Duarte se llama. We haven't been there since 2015, Gary.
Correct. It'll be good to be back. It was good to see the Presidente, Rafa Fernandez. So for those of you that are not tuned in to the newer rules under IRF, rally scoring, best of 5 sets, 11 points, win by 2. Up top, Piso, a rare unforced error, no forzado, Ortega. Blink your eyes, all of a sudden the score has converged.
Yes.
6-7.
Both gals very calm, very intense in their play. Similar styles, if you will.
Remember the other day, Rivero was playing. Young lady from the USA hitting that backhand, the Mendez backhand drive left and right. And had her on the yo-yo string. She couldn't figure out where she was going. Ortega has an advantage, Gustavo, because she's played her. She's picked up the body language and the nuances. Ten seconds to be ready to serve. Actually, to initiate the serve and be ready to receive after the score is called. A lot of loose shots here until the reverse. All right, Ortega wins the rally.
Yeah, no successful down the lines. That ball kept catching the side wall, popping out the center court until Ortega finally did the reverse pinch on that.
9-6, game one.
I think an Ortega win here in game one is going to lead us to a possible 5-set match. If Rivero comes back to take this, I think Ortega's going to get down on herself. Could be a shorter match overall.
4 straight gearbox sleek black ceiling balls. Make that 6. There it is. 4 days later, forehand down the line, kill shot.
And the fact that we're at elevation here, 5,000 feet, almost a mile high, 1,700 meters, does make the ball a little bouncier than what it normally is. And that was an adjustment that I heard from a lot of the U.S. team players they had to make, especially those coming from sea level cities.
This is game point number 1, second opportunity. Only because she hit a fault serve. And Ortega cashes in 11-6 over Rivero from Bolivia. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back at Court Central.
More than a ball, this is the heartbeat of the game. The Gearbox Racquetball, the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Tested by time, perfected by champions, engineered for speed, precision, and endurance. On every court, in every corner of the globe, Gearbox fuels the spirit of competition. This is the future of the game.
Rise and shine, Colorado. Celebrate the 48th annual Colorado Spring.
Back live, Gary, Gustavo, and Jose. We're here at Court Central in Guatemala City, capital. This is day 8 of the 35th World Junior Racquetball Championships. And Gustavo, share with us your thoughts after game 1 between Rivero and Ortega.
Well, knowing that they played earlier this week in pool play and Rivero coming out victorious, they knew each other already. They knew their styles of play. And from what I understand, this is the first time they actually play against each other. I believe Ortega knew she had to come in and take that first game and be aggressive, because otherwise that was going to get her down in her play.
Good point. Fewer unforced errors, more efficient with her playing game. Game 1 reflected in the score, 11-6. So we're going to start game 2, and you can hear in the background De Leon calling the score 0-0. Natalia Mendez backhand drive serve.
It's funny how you can really see that in the mannerism of a lot of the Bolivian girl players.
I should say Natalia Mendez, the elder.
Correct. Uno cero. Great serve. Even if she would have got that back to the front wall, that would have been the proverbial good serve, weak return, and opportunity for kill.
That's tough. Replicates that previous serve. Hours and hours of practice.
Now she's going to be anticipating. You think she should stay with that serve? I think so.
Not until something, correct. Until something changes. That was a little looser. She had the opportunity on forced error. But that's what you want, as you said. 1, 2, 3. The third one is the put away by the server.
I always wonder, a lot of players, when you see them play like that, if they have success with a certain serve and then all of a sudden they stop serving it because who knows why.
Correct. A lot of pressure by Ortega.
She's playing well.
Yeah.
He's playing well.
4-1, great start in game 2 after having won game 1, 11-6. This is for the Oro gold medal match, as are all of our matches broadcast today. Another unforced error. That will keep Rivero hanging around. The last thing Ortega wants to do is to give points up to her opponent, make her opponent earn her points. If you watch the technique of Rivero on that backhand, a little bit different than Mendez. Mendez is open stance, and it's very difficult to read. She cuts the ball or she comes over the ball with that unique stroke of hers.
And also pointing out to our viewers that she's not encroaching in that drive service area. Well, we're back live with you here. She's not encroaching in that drive service area if she were to choose to come down the line with the ball.
Correct. 3 feet from either side wall, drive serve line. Nick Lobb up top. Skip ball, unforced error by Rivero from the iconic racquetball city of Cochabamba, Bolivia.
Can't remember who I was talking to yesterday that said that they could easily host at 2 clubs events of this size. One club, and you've been there, Gary, one club has 12 courts and the other one I think has 8.
8, yeah. Well, the World Championships for adults and juniors have been held there.
This goes way back, though.
Correct.
It's been a while since we've been there.
Yeah.
We did the Pan Americans in Santa Cruz in 2022, and then last year, of course, the juniors, Tarija.
We had the juniors, I believe it was 2014 in Sucre. You and I were there.
Yes.
Whiff. Little smirk by Rivero. And as we've been saying all week, the glass won.
We had Nicolas Iglesias join us as a guest commentator last night and was commenting on the difficulty of that back corner glass in particular for all the players. From out here, we don't understand why they missed that. It looks so easy.
Until we get in there.
And then they make the court look so small.
Thank you, Gearbox, ProKennex, Splathead, for allowing us to be on the world stage of racquetball. 14 countries, most from this hemisphere, plus Korea. As you said, 250 athletes, 18 officials from 10 different countries. And they're all professional folks. Many have been with us for the better part of 2 decades. (5-7) game number 2. Bolivia and Mexico will follow this match. Boys 21 singles. Asha and Hernandez. Asha from Bolivia, Hernandez from Mexico. Bolivia puts it away.
I don't think Rivero wants to go into this next game down 2-0. We're doing everything she can to even it up.
Nick Lobb, ceiling, no around the wall ball. See, one thing about an around the wall ball, folks, is the ball's going to carry through the central corridor of the court and allow the skilled players to take the ball early. We'll stay here. You hit a ceiling ball, unless somebody cuts it off, they're going to be clearing to the deep court. So, folks, this is the Gearbox sleek black racquetball that we've been using for the last X amount of years, about 5 years.
Yes.
And Gustavo, have you ever seen this, my friend?
Oh, yeah. We like using it. Most of the players back at my home club in El Paso choose not to use it, but that's because just they're so accustomed to using other balls and that. But
And
one thing I can say about this ball is that you will not tear your shoulder up like you will with some of the other faster balls. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy playing with the Gearbox black sleek ball. It not only it has a truer bounce, but you can play many more years in life, I believe, because of what it won't do to your shoulders.
And racquetball is and should be a lifetime sport. We're back live here. Game number 2, empate 7-7, serviendo Bolivia, Rivero. Unfortunately, another unforced error by the young lady from Cochabamba, much to the joy of
good timeout, I would say.
Mexico, absolutely. Ortega will take that. So that was a loose drive Z. You want that Z angle, folks, after it legally lands in the service court behind the short line. You want it to angle into the deep side wall. That angled into the back and allowed an offensive return by the young lady from Bolivia. Up top. Up top twice. Set up. Unforced error, Mexico.
Indicating how close it was. It was almost good.
Now in Chinese handball, that would have been legal. We call that a dead kill. Speaking of Chinese, you and I will be in Chengdu next August for the World Games.
Looking positive. August 11 through 17, 2025.
And so will athletes from 16 different countries. So blink your eyes, folks. We have another empate, 9-9. Somewhat of a subdued crowd. They're going to start filling in as we get a little bit later in the morning.
We had some late matches last night. Our final match ended at about 9:30. A long day for all players, coaches, fans, referees, the desk.
Delegates. Rivero, Bolivia closes out game 2. We have a tie 1-1. We will be back in 2. Take it away, Jose.
Rocky Mountain State Games is Colorado's largest sports festival with over 12,000.
And we're back live. Gary Mazeroff, Gustavo Farel, Jose Cruz. Court Central here in Guatemala. This is the first of 6 feats today. 1-1 here, Gustavo, between these two ladies, Mexico and Bolivia.
I think Ortega should have run up to cut that off, knowing that Rivero was way behind her, and she didn't. She hesitated and came back to hit a ceiling ball setup for Rivero. And all of a sudden, Rivero, the momentum has shifted, and it's in the Bolivian player's favor.
Rivero has found a serve on the first serve, going more conservatively, more defensive serve, but she's getting the weak returns, and that's what she wants. There it is.
She's gaining confidence with every point.
There are multiple Riveros in Bolivia.
I'm sure there are.
Racquetballistas también. Oh, nice near side pitch with that backhand. So the first set controlled by Mexico. Second set, after the initial portion, Bolivia controlled it. Now she has a 3-0 lead. Thank you for all of you folks tuning in to the Pan Am Sports Channel and the IRF networks. If you have an opportunity to access a chat box, please let us know what you think of the feed. Share it with us. Another point, 4-0.
Outright.
So, excuse me, Yanko, her coach, is telling her to track the ball, watch the ball.
Outright controlling the match and the tempo of the game right now, Rivero.
Purest shot in the game, straight in, straight back in this case. Pase, segundo bote, al vidrio, atrás. We have a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're on the Pan Am Sports Channel.
Rocky Mountain State Games is Colorado's largest sports festival with over 12,000 athletes competing in more than 35 different sports. Athletes can compete in a variety of sports ranging from archery, basketball, ultimate frisbee, and lacrosse to figure skating, pickleball, soccer, and tennis. Registration is open now for athletes of all ages and skill levels, with early registration discounts and youth scholarships available. Learn more at RockyMountainStateGames.org.
This is more than a ball. This is the heartbeat of the game. The Gearbox Racquetball, the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Tested by time, perfected by champions, engineered for speed, precision, and endurance. On every court, in every corner of the globe.
Estamos en vivo. We're live. Gary, Gustavo, and Jose. Camila Rivero. Bolivia has taken over the momentum, Gustavo.
She has taken charge of this third game already, coming back in the second game.
Yeah. Mid-portion of game 2, she took over and has continued. She has a 6-0 lead here in game 3. Tiempo Basil from Ortega, empty timeout. Rivero still has her one timeout in this game available. Neither player has used the appeal system.
Had the front court, put the ball into the ground. Ortega.
Yeah. It's easy to see out here. She needs to wait a little longer and set up better. Technically, she's off right now. Nick lob, ceiling, setup. There you go.
That's the name of the game, Tom Travers Racquetball. (8-0).
Nick lob again. Setup. So start guessing, second guessing I should say, putting myself in the shoes of Ortega, hoping things will change. Thus far, they haven't. Since the back part of game 1.
No.
Wow. Ortega's smiling, but smiling in disgust.
Yeah, that was a forehand setup. Trying to make it too perfect.
And kudos to our buddy Michel from Tarija. He's their acting coach here. Made the adjustment after the first set. And lo and behold, we have a 11-point third set. When we return in 2 minutes, Bolivia will try to close it out and win the gold in the 21 and under girls singles. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Rise and shine, Colorado. Celebrate the 48th annual Colorado Springs Labor Day Liftoff in Memorial Park, August 31st to September 2nd. It's the most colorful weekend of the year. Don't miss the radiant hot air balloons soaring over the Pikes Peak region, balloon glows, happy hour, beer garden, 5K race, live entertainment, kids zone, and VIP experience. For event details, volunteer opportunities, and pre-event parking information, visit LaborDayLiftoff.com.
This is more than a ball. This is the heartbeat of the game. The Gearbox Racquetball, the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Tested by time, perfected by champions, engineered for speed, precision, and endurance. On every court, in every corner of the globe, Gearbox fuels the spirit of competition.
And we're back live. Gary, Gustavo, and Jose. Court Central number 6 here in Guatemala City at the Domo Polideportivo. Beautiful sports park. And Bolivia serving 2-1. There it is. Things change. That's words of the day. Words of the day. Each day, all 8 days, things change quickly. She's on that. Oh, she had it. Did everything but score the point.
It was the right shot. Going for that reverse pinch. She just didn't come off the racket right. But that was the right selection.
No less than the first 2 points, Gustavo, here in Game 4. Ortega's body language has changed for the better. So let's see what she does with the return of this Nick lob. More attack oriented.
Getting the ball off the side wall is tough. On the glass side, even more difficult.
Yes. The wall usually wins. That's a great serve. Tremendous serve. And a tremendous third shot. Straight in, straight back. Puro racquetball. 3-1. Game 4. Game 4. Well, the first 2 points, it looked like things would change, but if this continues, it's going to be a quick game here.
Excellent
Nick lob
serve.
up top. No, around the wall ball. There it is. We agree that was the right thing to do. She just didn't finish her swing. She being Camila Rivero.
She didn't follow through with that backhand.
So a gift for Ortega, 2-4. All right, she gives a different twist on her serve, and to no avail. 5-2 Game 4. 35th IRF Junior World Championships. Impresionante.
Yes, it was.
Couple
Coming in to serve.
Excuse me, a couple ace serves and a couple unforced errors by her opponent. She's right back. So now she's hitting a power serve. Got it in. Set up. Unfortunately, she left it up. Had the opportunity. That was a critical point. Because now it's a 3-point gap in her opponent's favor. 3-point deficit. 6-3. And every point they get, they inch closer to match point. Pressure starts to mount.
Rivero staying with the same deep.
Miss hit on the round the wall ball. Cost her.
Yeah, you cannot make mistakes with players of this caliber.
Timeout. We're going to stay here, Jose. So, Gustavo, here we are, day 8. Seems like a lot longer. You were here a week ago Thursday. I came in on Sunday. So we're wrapping things up today. We'll have if things go according to Hoyle, according to time, last matches are 12:45 p.m. Central Standard Time today. So we'll have 2 singles, 2 doubles, and then 2 mixed doubles.
That is correct. We hope to be finished at a reasonable time. Our closing ceremonies follow which with 37 different categories can be somewhat lengthy in terms of duration. But I know that Mauro and the administrative team have done an excellent job in putting the closing ceremony together. So it'll be going as efficiently and as well run as possible.
And here we are. Rivero serving, continues with that. Nick lob, very successful too. 1, 2, 3. Forcing serve, weak return, put away. Speaking of put away, it's 8-3 in favor of Bolivia. (9-3).
Getting stronger and stronger every swing. Rivero.
The quest for the gold medal.
What a great serve. Too strong. Rivero's too strong for Ortega. 10-3 possible game and now match point. Punto posible para el set y partido de Rivero.
There it is.
Y ahí
Camila Rivero, Cochabamba, Bolivia. 3-1 over Angela Ortega, Tijuana, Mexico. Congratulations to both ladies. The oro and the plata. Oro for Bolivia, plata for Mexico. So Gustavo will do an interview with the young lady from Cochabamba. As he just mentioned, after the first set, which was won by Mexico 11-6, Mexico had no answers. Rivero became a machine with her Nick lobs left side. High Nick, deep left. Ortega had no answers. So we're here in the 35th edition of the World Junior Racquetball Championships. Gary Mazarov, Gustavo Farel, Jose Cruz. You see the empleados, the workers. Thank you so much for keeping a safe and fair environment here at the Domo Polideportivo. Next up, we'll have another singles, Bolivia and Mexico. Boys 21 singles, Acha from Bolivia, Hernandez from Mexico. So Gustavo is getting ready for the interview.
Buen día, aquí estamos, su servidor Gustavo Farel con la señorita Camila Rivero. Acaba de ganar la final, 21 años y menor, enfrentando a Ángela Ortega de México. ¿Cómo te sientes?
La verdad, sin palabras, muy feliz porque, bueno, una final muy dura, ¿no? Angie es una gran jugadora, la conozco desde muy chiquita, entonces fue un partido muy duro, pero muy feliz de poder haber sacado este partido adelante.
Ahora, una pregunta, lo que estaba viendo el primer set, te sacó el primer set. ¿Qué cambiaste en ese momento para decir algo tiene que cambiar para yo realizar esta victoria?
Estaba, creo, muy acelerada y nerviosa, entonces los nervios me ganaron y estaba jugando sin pensar. Y luego de perder el primer set, bueno, me concentré un poco más, pensé en cada bola, trabajar el punto y punto a punto trabajarlo más tranquila, más que todo, para poder acabar este partido.
¿Y algo que te gustaría decir a tus familiares, a tus amigos que me imagino que están viendo este stream?
Bueno, quiero mandar saludos a toda mi familia, que bueno, siempre me apoyó desde muy chiquita, muy feliz porque sin ellos nada de esto hubiera sido posible. Ellos saben cuánto me he esforzado para poder llegar a este momento, que no es nada fácil. Muy feliz, la verdad, y agradecida. Ay, y a mis entrenadores igual, salud.
Manuel Flores, tengo entendido que es uno de tus entrenadores.
Sí, Luis Vargas y Manuel Flores.
Les mandamos saludos a ambos, contento de estar aquí. Camila Rivero, campeón mundial Juniors, 35ª edición, medalla de oro, felicitaciones.
Excelente, excelente, Gustavo. Entrevista. So coming up again, we have boys 21 singles. We have Acha, Bolivia, Hernandez, Mexico. This is the 35th edition of the World Juniors. Thank you to Luke St. Ange, Keith Calkins for paving the way for racquetball on the world stage. 2025 calendar of 4 main events. First up, Easter week in Abril. Diaz Santa will be back here, we think, for the Pan Am Championships. And then we go to China, Chengdu, for the World Games. Racquetball will be one of multiple sports disciplines at the World Games. That's a quadrennial sports festival, just like the Olympics. And China will host that, and that's huge because China historically has not had racquetball, and they're building a complejo for us. So we'll have 16 countries represented. Singles and mixed doubles will be there for a week. 2 weeks later, we'll be in New Mexico, in Las Vegas, New Mexico, at the original Meadow City for the World Seniors 40th year. And then we'll be back, I believe, 5 through 12 December next year for this event, which will be number 36 in República Dominicana. So stay tuned. We're going to take a break. You're on the Pan Am Sports Channel and the IRF networks. Thank you.